What is the story that you're projecting onto your life, which is then in turn influencing how that story appears in front of you? A really pragmatic way to look at this is look at the relationships within your life. How do you view certain people? What are your expectations, your assumptions of that specific relationship? One really powerful place to start is with family dynamics. Look at your mum and your father. If you have a sister and brother, those as well. Start to really break down and look inwardly at these words and sentences and paragraphs that you have attached to that specific person. What are your assumption of how they are being in the world? What's your assumption of their energy? What's your assumption of their health? What's your assumption of their temperament? What's your assumption of their capacity to love? These are just a few of many assumptions that we can have of the individuals within our life. This is a really important part of the puzzle, really important flavor and ingredient to this human experience, because it's really such a key ingredient. So much so that it's interplaying with the external world. If you look at the universe as something neutral in its core essence, but is only activated by what we believe and brought to life, that really does change the game when it comes to what we're experiencing within our life. There's a really prominent quote that states, "When I change the way I look at things, the things I look at change." That's so poignant right now, particularly when it comes to relationships. We can even look at negative relationships. We can look at what we would label negative people. Why are they negative? What are we projecting onto that person? Why are negative people really, really powerful growth learning tools? Because they get you to dig deeper within yourself to find the love that they are essentially unconsciously seeking. This is a little bit trippy, and I apologize for this. It's a little bit trippy. It can be a little bit triggering, but just be with this just for a few moments, please. This is definitely sent with love. I've really found being in negative environments and around negative people really, really beneficial, because it's galvanized my journey of love, the pathway of love, the Bhakti yoga pathway of love and devotion. And this love and devotion begins within myself. Everything stems from within me. And it's from that withinness which is then wrapping itself around the external world and influencing it in how it is and being. I've seen negative people, what I would label negative, all of a sudden transform within a very short amount of time. I've seen situations reorganize themselves into uplifting, joyful and loving environments. All from this depth, this desire to go deeper within myself. It's a real calling and desire, and I've been contemplating and meditating on this recently about this. If I could pigeonhole the human experience, the spiritual journey, as this really deep desire to know God. A really deep desire to know God. I'm feeling so much gratitude for the teachers that have come into my path that have really helped me solidify the nature of God, and that there is just a loving God in truth. And it's from that which makes me go deeper within myself. And it's from that journey of going deeper within myself that I see my external world change. I've seen anger just evaporate in front of me. People that that are in front of me, just very, very like, there's something, there's anger going on within them, not always aimed at me, but just they're navigating really intense anger. Something's going on within their lives. And the deeper I've gone within myself, the more profound I've had the capacity to be able to hold and be grounded within that. Once I'm aligned with that deep alignment of love that's within myself, there's this like core center of the storm, which is really still, and there's all this stuff going on around me, but there's this center bit, there's this center piece, which is quintessential, this micro distance part of time. Just I'm finding it hard to put labels on it, but you know what I'm saying. Once you find that thing, that place, which is beyond time and space, it becomes a lot easier to navigate the challenges that are set in front of us. And we'll see our external world change in the most magical, beautiful way. That's why using the external world is just a really powerful journey of reflecting what's going on within us. And it's showing us the story that we are telling ourselves. These deep autonomous stories at the start of the journey, very unconscious stories that we're telling ourselves. Then we become more conscious of what we're telling ourselves. Then we become more conscious about what stories we are telling ourselves. We can actually start changing. We can become more conscious of the stories, and then we can go about changing those stories by putting our attention and focus on them, and then changing them with our will. And this is where the magic really starts to begin, because we can start to really shift and change and alter what we are seeing out there. Last few videos have been about this, and this is like another little nuance of reality creation. And sometimes we can get lost in reality creation. It feels like we're building something. We're like, oh my God, well, I want to manifest and build a house. I want to manifest this thing. But then when we start to look at it from the engagement of, let's say we can look at this, the example of relationships, really starts to open up a different quality, a different flavor going on, a really different flavor. We really start to feel into those deep qualities of love. And I'm not talking about the love that we've humanized and it's this really kind of superficial exchange of essentially control and power and that kind of side of things. It's not that. It's the love that's beyond that you start to tune into, and it becomes more and more of a realization of what love actually is. And I've seen magical things happen with that. I went through a period of time where I would start to become aware about what a person that I'm holding in mind, they would all of a sudden be there. But there was this quality of how it was held in mind. There was like this holding them in my mind with a feeling of love and warmth. And it was just autonomous. This just phenomenon just started to happen. It was just so magical. It would sometimes happen instantly. Someone would come into my mind. I'd be like, oh, that person, there'd be this warmth there. Boom, they're there. They just come around the corner. Maybe sometimes it would take a couple of days. I'd be holding this person in mind for whatever reason, not even intentionally doing this. This was just like some phenomenon that was just happening over about a period of about 12 months. But it was back then that I really started to feel and understand this engagement with what's going on within me and what's happening out there. And I've always I never put a name on my spiritual pathway, but the Bhakti Yoga, the pathway of love, and I realized to follow on from that, A Course in Miracles, that's what that was about as well. This journey of love, of like understanding love, of understanding God, the nature of love. Both of those are harmonized and one anyway. Damn. So it's just really, really like, wow, this story, coming back to that story that's stemming from the depth of who we are. And it's with that story that we're discovering our own qualities of love. We're discovering our pathway of love. We're taking our initiation of love. We start to realize that the stories that aren't in line with love anymore, they're not aligned with this higher calling to understand experientially and knowingly about love, about God. Those old, outdated stories that we've been projected onto the world, the ones that create volatility. We could use relationships again, that discord that comes with people, with our relationships, that maybe makes us a bit confused about why this is happening. And then we come back into a bit of empowerment and we start to realize, oh, it's a story that I'm projecting, so I can change it, come back into that creator mode. This is one of the major creation codes, my friends, 100%. Relationships, it's where it's at. One of the things I learned from A Course in Miracles was the journey is accelerated and facilitated by who is in front of us. Our brothers and sisters are the gatekeepers to our advancement. They're our gatekeeper to a much more deeper understanding of love and God and the nature of both of those. Want to make that one. Yes, they are one, my friends. Yes, 100%. So the next time someone's in front of you, what are they trying to teach you? What are they trying to show you about yourself? Where do you need to be softer? Where do you need more compassion? Where do you need more forgiveness? Where do you need more love? Where do you need more joy? Where do you need to be like, to ease things a little bit? Where do you need more acceptance? The people in front of you are here to show you where the work needs to be done. So thank them for that. Be grateful for who is in front of you, because they, in that moment in time, are your most powerful teacher. Sending you so much love on your creation journey and this journey of love we're on, this opening up of this new potentiality for humans. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video.